Behind them, 16th went to Kaylee Twigger in her Rover, ahead of Andrew Howarth in the Vauxhall Astra Mark III. Mark Shepherd's VW Vento is next ahead of Vic Hope, then Paul Deardell, Rob May's Toyota Corolla. Colin Newbold, after a couple of moments there, finished in 22nd place. 23rd for Andy Sheraton, our camera car, then John Hillier, Gideon September and Jake Margulies rounding out the finishers. All 26 starters made it home, which is great to report. We'll hopefully hear from our two race winners, Gary Preble and David Griffin.
He's behind a number of the cars, including the BMW supercars as well, which were in the top four. There's three of them, the 160 BMW, the 1 Series is right up there as well in third place, and then we have Light in that.
Heading back into Park Ferme then. Next out on track today, we will see the Blue Oval Saloon Series and Classic Thunder Series back in action, sponsored by Edmundson Electrical. The second race for them today.
He's just been in a race a few moments ago with the MWs, wasn't he? The orange one. Yeah, he did. Also, speaking of cars having problems, of course, the number 32 is in this race, which is Mr. Card. James Card. But he'll be at the back this time. He is. He's a bit further down the head.
Move on shortly to our next event then. We'll give you the grid when we can. The grid is based on the results of the first race. I'll bring that to you shortly.
This one goes on better. Like a connection in the young and I've got one of those. Although he's bigger than me. He's 2-3 inches taller than me and a slightly bit heavier. So I don't mess. I'll admit, I'll be open a bit about it. I may be the bigger brother, but I'm not the bigger brother. The supercars and the rest of the field all power on behind us, the number 97 Holden and the later generation of the 111 Holden Fire Up. And then the number 18 Ford Falcon, that thing's got such a deep rumble to it. And not forgetting the car that really points out watching that first race, the number 19 Skyline is just absolutely glorious to look at. The R32 GTR.
Okay, the car's heading out onto track then, ready for, with no clear up to do. Of course, we had all 26 starters finish the previous race. So the marshals get a bit of a rest after that one with no clearing up to do. And we get ready for the Edmundson Electrical Classic Thunder and Burton Power Blue Oval Saloon Series. Their second race of the day, the grid based on the results of race 1. So in pole position will be Andy Wilson, number 97, with the Holden Monaro. Alongside him, Rick Wood in his Holden Commodore. Alongside him, the two Aussie supercars on the front of the grid for this one. Second row, 162 Matty Evans with the BMW 1M. And number 18, Andy Robinson with the Ford Falcon. Third row, number 17, Simon Lights. And alongside him will be number 77 of Steve Putt. I think he got, let's check the results here. I think he got penalty for exceeding track limits in race 1, but he did keep 6th place. Fourth row, 26, Brian Branson. Hopefully he's repaired his BMW after that smash in the Kumho race. And 76, Jason West. Second in the Kumho BMW Championship race, 26 and 76 on row 4. The fifth row, number 19, James Janicki with the Nissan Skyline. And number 16, Gary Whittaker with his BMW E30. Row 6, 101 of Malcolm Harding with the Blue Oval winning Escort from race 1 alongside Jason Hughes, number 5, watch for the Vectra, last to 12th in race 1. The 7th row, 121 Colin Voice with his Mark 1 Escort and 66 Paul Wood BMW. The 8th row, 24 Ryan Steele in the Pocket Rocket Saxo starts alongside Ricky Can, racing the Aston Martin this time, number 20 taking that car over from Sam Wilson. The 9th row, number 50, which is one of the Eatons, either Paul or Abbey, we don't know which unfortunately, in the number 50 car, and 34 David Griffin should be there. David Griffin, a very rapid change. I don't think he'll have even got out of his car. He's gone straight to the grid for the next race. Row 10, 69 Paul Hand in the Audi, and 96 Ian Craig, father of Ross Craig, who was in the last race in a BMW. Number 11, row number 11, 521 Clive Hainsford, Mazda RX-8s, and 71 Kevin Denwood's BMW. 12th row, 57 Tony Paxman with the Mark 1 Escort, and 22 James Dunkley with the Fiesta. David Griffin's in the pit lane. He didn't quite make it round in time at the end of the previous race. He's going to start from the pit lane by the look of it. Where do we get to? Row 13, 164 Gareth Montgomery, the New Zealander, in his BMW as they move off the rolling starts. We are missing a couple of cars. I'll just interrupt the grid for a moment. Yes, Brian Branson is not there. That's the car we're missing. There's David Griffin in the pit lane. We got to row number 13. Gareth Montgomery starts alongside Matthew Johnson in 171. Then we've got 86 Colin Claxton and number 70 Will Hunt. 14 Malcolm Wise in his Sierra Cosworth and 58 of Jack Gadd. 16 Tom Smith in his Fiesta ST. David Fielder's BMW, which failed to finish the first race. And then we've got the retirements from race 1. Number 40 of Lucky Kira. 56 Piers Grange with his Mark 2 Escort. 30 Gavin Dunn's BMW. 32 James Card should be there. Number 1 Edward Lee, 6 Anton Martin, number 90 Paul Finney. None of them made it out for race 1, and 341 Joe Ferguson, who's taken over the Fiesta from Joel Wren, will start at the back. There is the Fiesta. James Card is there as well. It's not Tom Bell in 341, it is Joe Ferguson. We know this time driving the Fiesta. They've got a couple of cars here this weekend.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So the front row, 97, which is Andrew Wilson, winner of the first race. Next to him, Rick Wood. So
it's the two Australian beasts on the front row. Another Aussie beast there, the Ford Falcon of Andy Robinson on the outside of row 2.
Chris is certified.
I did have it, yes. I'll grab that now for you.
Might be the result.
There's one of the Gadd family. I think that's Jack Gadd in the car this time. Joe Ferguson. Wasn't him in the Mini earlier on. He's at the back of the grid this time, though, in the Fiesta.
It's Matty Evans who's now out.
Will we see an Aussie 1, 2, 3 then? Matty Evans might have something to say about that. Was challenging for the lead in race 1 when he spun.
In that previous race, and then 18 is another supercar, isn't it? It's another.
Yeah, it's the Ford Falcon, that one.
So here we go then.
Ex-Paul Radicic.
Get ready to feel the noise. The other car we're missing is Steve Putt. Unfortunately, the Mazda RX-7 is not there. Okay, here we go then. The revs begin to rise. The red lights are on above the gantry. Off they go, and listen to the roar. And look at Andy Robinson up the outside in the Ford Falcon. It's 3 Aussie cars wide into the first turn, and that's very wide indeed given the size of those cars. Matty Evans tucks in on the inside. It's Andy Wilson who's got the lead. 15 minutes of racing to come then. Rick Wood is there challenging as they go towards the Craner curves. Andy Robinson gets forced out wide by Matty Evans. Down the hill they go. Andy Wilson, the Yorkshireman, leads the way from Rick Wood from Cheshire. Matty Evans in third place. Jim Janicki's got away well in the Nissan Skyline coming through the old hairpin. Start to make their way up the hill. Malcolm Wise goes through with Tom Smith in his Fiesta behind him at the bottom of the circuits. There is the race leader, Andy Wilson, number 97, looking for a classic Thunder double. We'll keep an eye on the Blue Oval Saloons as well. Malcolm Harding, the favourite for them. There's his Escort, number 101. The Eaton family Holden Commodore in there as well. Real mixture of cars of different shapes and sizes, all part of the appeal of the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. Car that's going well today, it's Simon Light in number 17 Capri. Listen to the roar of those V8s as they head down the straight there. Matty Evans pulls out wide as Rick Wood tries to go around the outside of 97 Andy Wilson, but there's a lot of that Monaro to pass. Evans goes up onto the outside again. Down towards the Craners for the second time. Into the old hairpin. Listen to the beautiful rumble of Holden Monaro. Waiting for the leaders to come up towards McLean's then. It's Wilson who leads the way from Wood and Evans. They pull clear of Robinson slightly, made a good start up into 4th place. Swing their way through Coppice Corner out towards the exhibition straight, and Wilson increasing his lead slightly now. He was leading by 0.2 of a second at the end of the first lap. It'll be more than that, I think, this time through. Jim Janicki has come through into 5th place in the Nissan Skyline. Over the line they come to complete the second lap of this 15-minute race. Andy Wilson does 1:13.507. He's pulled another couple of tenths clear. Rick Wood tries to have a look at the inside. He's not close enough though to the back of his fellow Holden pilots. Robinson 4th. Janicki is in 5th position. The Norfolk-based driver in the R32 Skyline. And the car very successful in the Nippon Challenge in recent years for all Japanese cars. Wait for the leaders to come through towards McLean's. Then leading the Blue Oval Saloons is Malcolm Harding. He's in 10th place overall with the Castrol Zac Speed Escort. The hill towards Coppice. We've lost our camera at McLean's, unfortunately, so apologies there. Here come your leaders, down towards the chicane. The order behind: Janicki ahead of Light, then Jason West is 7th, Gary Whittaker in 8th place. It's Jason Hughes 9th in the BTCC Vectra. We see him there with his headlights on briefly, and rounding out the top 10 is Harding in the Escort. First two breaking away slightly, but Rick Wood is giving Andy Wilson no rest at all here at the front of the field. Rick Wood, the man behind CNC cylinder heads, an absolute guru of classic saloon car racing. He's got a whole collection of historic touring cars. He's got Skylines, Capris. He's even built up the Vauxhall Mega Bertha, replacement for Baby Bertha that didn't race in period. Created that with the Can-Am engine is. Real wizard of engine building as well as driving, Rick Wood. Waiting for the leaders to come through then towards the top of the circuit. There is Wilson still ahead of Rick Wood, and now Matty Evans is right with him. He's got the BMW wound up now, and he's on the tail of the two Holdens, going for the outside into Coppice. The Liqui-Moly lubricant sponsored number 62 car, the man from the West Midlands. Tries to go to the inside there. The Holdens have got the straight line speed and pull away slightly from the BMW. Andy Robinson still 4th in the Falcon. Here's Wood having a look on the inside. Wilson moves to cover. He had a go there down the inside into Redgate. Right-hander at Redgate corner, then into the Craner curves. Matty Evans is lurking as well. Rick Wood's got to attack and defend at the same time here. There's Robinson, the Shell Helix Ford Falcon in 4th, but it's Holden all the way in the battle of the Australians at the moment. Right towards the bottom of the circuit. There's the RX-8 of Clive Hainsford moving up on Tony Paxman. And ahead of them is David Griffin. Remember, he started from the pit lane after being a bit late round from the previous race. We've lost one car into the pits. Joe Ferguson in the Fiesta has pulled in, so not repeating the success of the Mini he shared with Tom Bell earlier on. It was Tom in the car. And we lost James Card on the first lap again as well. That BMW just won't run today. Black and white flag was shown to 171 Matt Johnson back in the pack. Matthew Johnson for driving standards, possibly exceeding track limits. Under 9 minutes to go, and Andy Wilson is still defending here. Rick Wood trying to go around the outside into Redgate. This time he's up alongside Andy Wilson's Holden Monaro. He won't get the line away. Wilson takes him out wide into the Craner curves and pulls away a little bit again into the lead. Here comes Matty Evans. Look at this down the inside into the old hairpin. Evans sees his opportunity and he goes through. Good move, Matty Evans in the BMW. Further back in the order there is the 171 of Matthew Johnson, 164 Gareth Montgomery, the New Zealand-born driver in the Autologic car. Behind them Malcolm Wise in the Sierra Cosworth and Will Hunt in the Fiesta. They're all behind one of the Mark 1 Escorts though. It's Colin Claxton's car, I think. Here are the leaders. Down towards the chicane once again. Coming up towards half distance in this Edmundson Electrical Classic Thunder and Burton Power Blue Oval Saloon Series race. Leaders coming into some back marker traffic. James Dunkley in the Fiesta XR2 moves over to let them through, and Rick Wood uses the power of the Holden, retakes second place. BMW can't match the Aussie grunt in a straight line. 111 Garth Tander, aka Rick Wood, leads it. They've met a back marker at a dodgy place there. I think that's Tom Smith's Fiesta being lapped, and one of the Mark 1 Escorts, Jack Gadd, as well. This has allowed Andy Wilson to get away just a little. Past halfway now in this Edmundson Electrical Classic Thunder and Burton Power Blue Oval Saloon race. There's one of the Blue Oval cars. It's Tony Paxman, and there is David Griffin. Now where's he got up to from the back in the Diet Coke car? He's up to 18th. Very busy fight here. The leaders are in the middle of it, lapping these back markers. That's allowed Rick Wood to close back up again. Matthew Johnson moves out of the way, and Evans is there as well. They're line astern now, the three leaders. Look at Matty Evans trying to pull out onto the outside, but Malcolm Wise is in his way in the Sierra Cosworth. Three of them line astern. Look out Gareth Montgomery, he moves aside in the BMW. Colin Claxton's Mark 1 Escort next to be lapped. He doesn't know which side to move to because Rick Wood has pulled out of the slipstream there. Rick Wood's going to try and go through the middle. Watch that 111 car. Can he get up onto the outside of Rick Wood, who's going to be later on the brakes? Andy Wilson holds the lead on the inside. Wood is all over him. A fantastic battle between these three. Now it's coming down to the old hairpin that Matt Evans took third place. In second place for the 62 car from Rick Wood. He's not going to do it this time, though, he does close up a little. Wilson still sets the pace. Further back, the Blue Oval car still led by Malcolm Harding. He's well clear of his opposition. It's Tony Paxman in second and Colin Claxton in third. Piers Grange failed to start this time. Escort suffering a terminal problem in race one. Leaders out of Coppice. They're starting to get into position for some slipstreaming here. Matty Evans in the 62 car. Through the chicane. Jason Hughes has now got the Vectra up into fifth place, and Rick Wood has a look down the inside. There isn't quite room there. Door firmly slammed in his face. Oh, there's contact, and round goes Wilson. Oh no, the two Aussie cars have tangled there, and out goes Andy Wilson. He's in the gravel. Oh, disaster for Andy Wilson. He moved across there to defend from Rick Wood. There was contact, and Andy Wilson's out of the race. So Rick Wood inherits the lead. But now, no problems there, cloud of smoke there. That's 121 Colin Voice has blown up in the Mark 1 Escorts. He was running 14th. And the Escort running in class H3 of the Classic Thunder is out. So is Andy Wilson. There was contact there with Rick Wood. He moved across the front of Wood, and I think Wood just couldn't brake in time and clipped the back of him. Have a look at that again if we can. As Matty Evans, meanwhile, is attacking. Never mind that, because Evans is going for the lead here. Maybe slippery at the chicane as well, because there's oil gone down from Colin Voice Escort. Matty Evans was snaking around there. He's gone off. Evans is off. I thought I saw the car snaking around there. There's oil down from Colin Voice's car. Now, are they going to all make it through? Have any more cars going to go off here? That's where Colin Voice blew his engine. Yes, Simon Light spun the Capri as well. Yeah, and the red flag is coming out. The red flag is out. The race is being stopped. There's too much oil down there. Colin Voice having blown his engine at the chicane. There's oil everywhere, and the race has been brought to a halt.
slammed on the brakes. I think
Okay,
Wilson was already in the gravel.
we'll see a replay. There was a lot happened on that lap. We'll try and have a look at some replays of what happened there. Now, first of all, there's Colin Voice. That's who dropped the oil. His engine blew up coming into the chicane. You can see a great cloud of smoke. That's why there was oil everywhere, and that's why everybody went spinning off. Now, we saw Matty Evans go off on that oil. There is Colin Voice with the Ford Escorts, looking rather put out. At least they didn't have to put out a fire in that car. It's a great shame for one of the Castrol Escorts. So the red flag is out, and that will be end of race as well, I would think, because there are only about 3.5 minutes to go. We'll wait and confirm. As cars are going into pit lane, so I think that's end of race. Now here's a replay. This is Matty Evans locked up on, he's found the oil on the outside of the chicane. He can't get the car stopped and goes spearing off towards the Grand Prix loop. Off he goes into the gravel. That's where Matty Evans disappeared to. Well, the graphics, the timing graphics currently showing Rick Wood ahead of Jason Hughes and Andy Robinson. But we'll wait until the result is confirmed. Got one car sat on the grid there, which I think is Ian Craig's BMW. And we'll see if we can get a replay of what happened for the lead there going into Redgate. Here it was. Andy Wilson moved across to defend the line. I think Rick Wood just couldn't brake in time. And he hit Andy Wilson, takes him round, and was able to get away into the lead. Now, Andy Wilson will be aggrieved there, but I think it was because Wilson moved across so sharply to defend his position and just took away Rick Wood's braking zone. Well, we'll get further view on that later, no doubt. But the car's heading into pit lane. I would think that's end of race. And that will be a win for Rick Wood, subject to confirmation in the Holden Commodore, ahead of Jason Hughes, who came through from 12th on the grid into 2nd in the Vectra with the demise of those behind him. 3rd for Andy Robinson in the Ford Falcon. Matty Evans was classified 4th, and well, Andy Wilson is showing there in 5th, so that's not going to be the official result, because of course Andy Wilson was off at the start of that lap. So we're going to have to await confirmation of the result of that one from the timekeepers. One car stopped on the grid though. I think that's Ian Craig's BMW being pushed away. So we'll confirm that result shortly.
Sometimes, despite even with drivers slowing down, you never know what will happen to the car.
Okay, there's going to be a short pause here because obviously some oil to be cleaned up at the chicane, a couple of cars to be retrieved.
But still, it was a very extended range once again for those guys. It's a shame that was the last race of the weekend for them, and it was cut slightly short, but we now return to one main racing with the Mighty Minis Championship, which were very entertaining earlier on today, and we've had a mix around the grid as well.
Normally they do reverse some of the grid, certain number of slots.
Looks like
so I'm thinking that I won't try and do it based on the order, of the finishing order. So
I see Comis and the 76 car on the front row, just alongside the I've noticed that's one of the earlier marks of the the Mini.
Okay, so just a pause in proceedings occurring at the moment. The results of the Edmundson Electrical Classic Thunder and Burton Power Blue Oval Saloon Series will be confirmed when we have it. As we say, there will likely be a count back there with the red flag coming out. And some clearing up to be done, a couple of cars to be retrieved, and quite a bit of oil from Colin Boyce's escort to be cleared up as well. So we'll be back with you as soon as we know what's going on. Our next race for coverage here today will be the Classic Touring Car Racing Club Pre-83s and the Jaguars. They'll be out in a while.
Coombs, Burns, Ryan. I'm wondering whether Slark maybe got a penalty for something. Let's have a look at the race 1 results. Yes, Slark gave a penalty, 5-second penalty applied for exceeding track limits, so the win went to Coombs.
So where's Slark now?
4th, so that's his correct rate position. So Coombs on pole in the 41. Then it's the 76 of Grindle, 11 of Nevin Kirkpatrick. Slark is 4th on the grid, the number 1 car. Then it's Stephen Rideout in car 7, car 46 of Davy Burns, and then number 8 of Stuart Coombs, which were reversed. So apologies for those that we said were incorrect, because it's not incorrect, it's perfectly right.
So presumably after that would be 70, and then
Yes,
3.
then